right. This one is a two-parter from Michigan Knoll. All right. The first part, Chargers have 7 draft picks over or under 1.5 Michigan Wolverines drafted by the Bolts.
Over.
Well,
over, yeah.
Wasn't Harbaugh saying they were going to have 19 guys drafted is what he was telling Feldman this summer?
18, I think.
18.
I could see him using.
Matt Miller has 15 listed.
Right.
In 7 round. Well, do we have a CBS 7 round we need to be referencing before I get in trouble for referencing ESPN?
I don't know. Not me. I know that.
Okay.
Doing one round.
7th round, we'll duck off.
I would say over easily. I could see Jim Harbaugh using a late round pick to try to set or break the record. Because that's what they're doing. Is they're chasing Georgia for the most players taken in one draft. And there is 100% a chance that Harbaugh would have that in mind. Because I mean, it's just a late round draft pick. I mean, you're just going to invite him in, give him a chance. Who knows if he makes the 53? So I say over.
I have a mailbag question.
Yeah.
How many quarterbacks would have won a national championship with Michigan this past year? Not named J.J. McCarthy.
Like who just played college football this year?
If you would have had a quarterback not named J.J. McCarthy, and you could have inserted Drake May, Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels, keep going. Like, how far would you go? How many quarterbacks would have won in that system?
25?
No.
That seems high.
Yeah.
Slightly. Not a lot, though.
Okay.
I'm more with Chip on this one.
I disagree because I think a lot of what Michigan did was you look at the raw numbers of the pass attempts, it looks like they didn't rely on J.J. McCarthy. You look at how they used McCarthy and when those pass attempts came, they were very reliant on J.J. McCarthy. That offense was basically third and J.J. They would run for a yard on first down. They would run for 2 yards on second down. All right, 3rd and 7 or more. Go get us a first down, JJ. And if you look at the numbers, he was incredible on 3rd downs and keeping the drives alive. So I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't think they're. I think like a Michael Penix, a Drake May, a Caleb Williams, all those guys, they would have won a national title with too. But I think there are a lot of guys. I don't know if Quinn Ewers is as good on 3rd down as JJ is with the throws that they're asking him to make. You know what I mean? So.
And McCarthy did make plays, like in the championship game, for example, where you were like, "Oh wow!" Like, if Michigan did not have J.J. McCarthy right there, they could have been in trouble.
And some against Ohio State too. Like that one throw is really risky, but he actually hit it. So,
and he's really good at that throw too. That's like he made that like 5 times during the season.
The thing that's been frustrating for me is to hear all the draft gurus say he's a winner. He's a winner. Like that to me is the dumb. Like I get what they're saying, and I think he's got all these intangibles. I think he's a great salesman for himself in those meetings, and Jim Harbaugh is his biggest pitch man for him.
Sure.
And I don't want to throw Florida State guys under the bus, but EJ Manuel was a winner. Christian Ponder was a winner. Like just because you win in college where everybody around you is better than the other team doesn't mean it's going to translate. Like that to me is a big red flag if that's the number one thing people are talking about.
To defend the draft gurus, I don't know if they care as much about the fact he was a winner. The teams do. You hear it from the team personnel how important it is to them that he was a winner.
I don't think there's any way he's in the top 3 quarterbacks. Like, and there's this whole push how he's going to be taken number 2 by the Commanders. I don't think there's any way he goes over Caleb, no chance, Drake May, no chance, and Jaden Daniels. I think he's the 4th quarterback off the board.
You might be surprised.
I think. Action. All right. What about?
I've already got a bet on JJ in the draft this year. I can't afford a second
Bean.
one.
Does Michigan win the national championship with Jason Bean?
What about Stetson Bennett? What if Stetson Bennett transferred for a 7th year of eligibility?
That's a winner.
Stetson Bennett's already won 2 titles. Of course he could win with Michigan.
What's weird about Michigan is like they don't have a lot of first rounders in this draft. I think next year they probably have a couple other than JJ. But I was looking at that 7-round mock. They have 7 guys between 45 and 105.
Right.
Yep. So it's like, okay, that, not half, but over a third of your starters are top 100 picks in this draft.
And that to me is like when we're talking about looking at Michigan and thinking about the structure of that depth chart, because it's not first round picks that are gone that concern me. It's the overwhelming number of pros that make up all the other parts of that team. So I'm very interested to see. All right, what about Jordan McLeod? Does Michigan win a national championship with Jordan McLeod? Okay,
I don't think so.
Brady Cook.
No.
Me.
No.
I think they could.
Brady Cook's not making the throws JJ McCarthy's making.
Seth Hennigan.
No.
I think Hennigan's pretty good, but
you guys are just disrespectful. Like
Shador Sanders.
No.
Oh, I think they would have.
No.
Possibly
Jackson Dart.
Look, Shador.
Maybe.
Yes.
What's Shador's biggest flaw right now?
Holding on to
the ball.
Yeah, right. But Michigan does give you a pretty good amount of time to hold the ball. So Shador's flaws could be minimized in that Michigan system.
Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis, yes.
Jordan Travis, they could have won a title with, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So
there's
maybe
a pretty long list.
Yeah, I think the list might be 12, but 25. I jumped way too far, but we needed to set at least a way to.
You know what? I'm getting kind of tired of this. You guys are disrespecting JJ McCarthy and Michigan because they're the Big Ten. Let's play the same game with how many quarterbacks could have won a national title with Georgia the last 2 years.
We did that, though. Didn't we do that with Stetson?
Yeah, okay.
It was more than we were
Stetson Bennett haters.
How many quarterbacks could win a national title with Alabama? How many quarterbacks? Like, it turns out great teams win national titles, guys.
I think that
there are certain years, though, where it's quarterback dependent. Like where it's like UK, that team does not have a million, top 50 top.
Oh,
10.
how many?
Both of the Clemson titles.
Both Clemson titles.
Both Clemson titles.
The Auburn title.
Yeah.
How many games would JJ McCarthy have won at LSU this past season?
12.
The same number.
No, I don't know. That defense was so terrible. Like that's not like any quarterback, if they had an average defense, probably wins 12 games with that LSU team. Because I'm not going to get into it. Love Jaden. Voted for him for Heisman. How many quarterbacks in the country had Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas to throw to all season long?
And those two tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we are not disrespecting JJ. I think we are praising the Michigan team that just won the national championship and that all season long we talked about as the monster in college football, and then they lived up to it. So yeah, there is a list, I think, of about a dozen quarterbacks that you could sub in for JJ McCarthy, and the Wolverines still would have finished the year as national champions.